This podcast has mature language, not intended for underage viewers.
Street cred sports. Street cred sports. I'm crossing over. I'm Euro stepping.
Hello, this is Keenan of Street Cred Sports Training, and welcome to another episode of Time to Ball. Well, it's episode 20, and I was supposed to be doing a video, and I'm not going to, excuse me, I'm not going to even use the term technical difficulties when people say that. Yo, that was on me. I forgot to bring the equipment that I was supposed to bring. So I'm just going to do a regular one. Spring break has been absolutely insane for us, for me personally. I'm just so swamped. I think these 2 weeks, I'm not running the business. I think the business is running me for these 2 weeks. With all the new clients, trying to get everyone in, I'm almost doing 8 to 10 hours of training every day, which, you can't complain, but it's just kind of throwing me off my normal routine. So next week, I should be back on my regular routine and we'll be ready to go. So I hope everybody is doing well as usual. Okay, I guess I'll do I hope that everybody's not doing well thing today. Some people are really finding this funny, man. Really finding it funny. So I hope you're jogging to get you some good fresh air and you twist your ankle and you're like 20 miles away from home with no cars. So you got to try to hop on one foot to the house. You know what? I think I'm going to start coming up with some as opposed to just thinking them up on the fly. Because when I'm thinking about it throughout the week, I have some really good ones, but I don't write them down. So I'll start doing that. But again, hope everybody's doing well. Spring is in the air, as they say. So let me get to my things on my mind. Let me start with Morant. Okay, Ja is going through some things right now. We don't know all the details. We've seen some things. It was interesting. They were talking about an interview he did. I don't know if it was earlier in the season, but they were saying that, he was actually calling for help and nobody actually caught it. There are opinions on all sides about him. The only thing I would say with his situation is the weirdest thing to me is we all try to help younger people. Like, parents will tell our kids the right things to try to get them to not make certain mistakes, that we either made or we know will happen, to try to save them. As coaches and as trainers, we try to get kids to do things and stuff like that. Ultimately, I have a philosophy of, experience as the teacher. So you can help them, you can tell them what to do, but they're not going to always follow it. And I think that's the case with Ja because they have extensive trainings when the players come in the NBA for things that they need to be aware of, things that they should be, available to. And, the whole adage of, hey, you got people that, help you out when you were younger and you want to take care of them. And that is true. You do want to be able to help. Hell, if I won the lottery and I won hundreds of millions of dollars, there are people who they don't remember, things that they did to for me throughout the years. But I've never forgot it. And I definitely look to try to, help them out with something. But at the same time, you're living a lifestyle and you have to be responsible because they're kids that look up to you, and as much as some people say you're not a role model, I mean, I've been told that I'm a role model for the kids that we train and stuff. And I keep in touch with kids that I've trained, whether they continue to play ball or not. And, there's a responsibility with that. So, I hope he gets the help he needs. Sounds like he might not even play the rest of this year. And, it could have a ripple effect throughout the years because you don't know what's going to happen in the offseason. They might lose a lot of players. So this might have been their window to actually, build upon last year with the way the West has been with, everybody's not as strong as what every team isn't as strong as what we thought. So I hope he gets help, and if I'm not going to go all into all other stuff, I'm sure you've seen it. If not, look it up. And it's been quite a few things going on with him. So, you got to surround yourself not with yes people. I try to make sure that I'm adversarial with people, not like wanting to fight. I'm not trying to fight my other trainers or the people on my team, but I value when people say that they don't think it's a good idea for certain things. Now, do I always take their advice? No, but it's good to have a different perspective. So wherever you are, if you have a business, if you have a team, you need to be able to have some disagreements, and to be able to be told, no, that's not good, man. You don't need to be doing that. So, because when you're in that spotlight, everybody's on you. Everybody wants a piece. And then there's a segment of society that's just waiting for you to make a mistake so they can just, blast you. So, again, I hope everything goes well for him. Next thing that it's not really something I want to discuss. It's just basically on my mind. We need to, in my opinion, I think we really need to get rid of this, morals in sports. You teach sportsmanship. You teach, you got to do good. Sports are for this and sports are that. That could be true maybe on the high school level, maybe in some terms of college level. But in pro sports, it's about winning. And in college sports, it's about winning. So where am I going with this? With the, I don't feel like there are moral. I know there are morals in sports. I don't want to make it sound like there's no morals in sports. There are morals in sports. What I'm talking about is we have to stop making it seem like sports that organizations, whether they're colleges or professional sports teams, are really moral. No, they're about making money. Okay? The Deshaun Watson thing, could he get a job in regular America for the things that he did? Yeah, possibly if he moves to some place where nobody knows. Yeah, I mean, he could open his own business. So there are still ways for him to make ends meet. But the fact that teams were clamoring for him and he got an extremely large amount of money, and he signed with Cleveland. He got to play this year, in a year or so, most people going to stop talking about what he did, right? Then you look in the you look in the college realm. Chris Beard, Chris Beard, who was the coach that was at Texas Tech and left to Texas, right? So he's coach at Texas, and forgive me, Texas alumni, people in Texas. I still don't understand, how Texas is a powerhouse. I mean, they do have, they do get great players, but they hadn't won an NCAA, national championship as far as I can remember. So I don't understand how they're always this, this prestigious university in sports, especially in basketball. But in any case, he was bringing a great product. Well, he got accused of domestic violence against his girlfriend. They're actually called out. You could see apparently there were, bruises and everything. Everything fit. He was arrested. Then he was dismissed and fired. Well, apparently Ole Miss in SEC has reached out to try to hire him. Now, I don't know if they did or if that report was real, but if it is, what message are you sending when you allow, two men who have done some really, really egregious and just for perspective, just for perspective. If that was my child, that the Texas coach did that too, or Deshaun Watson did that too, he getting dealt with. He not getting dealt with all over the TV and all that stuff. No, he getting dealt with. So I just want to make it known that I don't know about it. I can't speak for everybody else, but you're not gonna be disrespectful to mine like that. Not if I can help it. So, but back to what I was saying. They both get opportunities to coach. Now, should they get an opportunity? I would say, I guess, yeah. But as soon as what had happened, Chris Berry gets fired this year. At the end of the season, now he's up for a new job. Now, his girlfriend has recanted and refused to press charges and stuff like that. Apparently the bruises and stuff say otherwise, and it's up to people to make the case, and they'll probably figure out a way not to, because he's in the limelight. He's head coach and stuff. But my point is, we need to stop making it about morals when it comes to some things, because it's about winning. You see it time and time again. You have the kid in Alabama, Miller, who has, and look, I don't think I don't know. Just from what I read, it doesn't appear that the kid knew what was going to happen by giving the gun to his teammate who shot a girl and killed a girl, right? I don't know. Unless we were there and you were in his mind, we don't know. But he continues to play, and whatever they were going to do, they didn't do, or they should have done, or whatever it is. But they're the number one team in the nation, and they're trying to win a championship. So you see it time and time again. The player for Georgia, the defensive lineman who's probably going to be the number one pick, he apparently, according to the investigative reports for Georgia, he was speeding. They were racing, and the person in the other vehicle that hit the tree, the two of them died. They were racing, having fun. So he's going to possibly still, sideline those questions and stuff, and possibly get a chance to still be the number one pick. I have no solution at the time for what you do. I'm not saying that if this person is, criminally culpable, yeah. If they're criminally culpable, they really should serve time. You shouldn't be able to just write a blank check and, be on your way. The point I'm making is, you got all these things going on, but yet we talk about morals in sports. Do things the right way. Teach them sportsmanship. But when kids are subjected and seeing these things happen on females and as well as males, how can that be the message you're giving? I'm not saying you got to be a holier than thou. That's not what I'm saying. But you know what? It needs to match, because if not, you can't hold kids to different standards because they're only doing what they see adults do. They're vibing with what's trending and what's going on. And mark my words, it won't stop. You get kids that are highly recognized that can help your team win. Yeah, they'll find a way to sweep stuff under the rug, minimize what happened. That's just kind of how it goes. So I think we do need to stop with this and just understand, especially on the professional and college level, it's about winning. It's not about being good and nice. And the sooner they admit that and act like that, I respect it. I respect that if you say, man, we don't care about his drug habit. We don't care that he beats women. We don't care that he robbed a liquor store. He gives us the best chance to win a championship. Now that sounds terrible to hear. And, as a society, you would have to decide if that's something that you're okay with. But apparently it is, because the ratings are always through the roof. And as long as those ratings up, they know you're going to watch. They don't care. Now, this next thing I wanted to touch on, it was something that somebody brought up to me. And it was, I got this thing, people send me stuff, and they brought up this something that they were putting on the ballot for New Mexico public schools. It was a New Mexico, I think, Athletic Association. Apparently they were trying to create a bylaw for specialized sports training. And the person who brought it up was asking me, well, does that affect you? Well, even if it was something, it doesn't, because, I'm based in Texas. I do get a lot of people coming from New Mexico to train with me. But this was basically about kids going to sports-specific schools and then trying to circumvent the system to transfer, to play. I believe there was a situation where a kid was at one school, left to go to one of these like IMG academies, one of these sports academy. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying IMG was at a fault. I'm just trying to give you an idea of a school where some, people might go, where it's sports specific. Sorry about that. Sports specific. Okay. And I guess it didn't work out. And then instead of that kid coming back to the same school they left, they tried to go to a different school and were kind of fudging, apparently they weren't lying, but they were not telling the truth. It's kind of a gray area when they do it. And people got wind of it and said, no, if you go to a sports specific school like that, you try to come back, you have to be 365. Because I remember a situation where a kid was playing in a El Paso school, went to a school in, New Mexico, went back to a school in El Paso, and I think it was within 2 or 3 years. It was all legit and legal. Was it fair? I mean, yeah, I guess you could say it, because there were no rules broken. So it's done. And I don't know the particular reason why this was being done, but yeah, it was done. And I don't see as big of a deal with kids leaving, going, if they feel that's the best situation and then coming back. If it's about sports, then okay, that's on them. But the specific rule states, this proposal would add eligibility bylaws pertaining to students that enroll in an NMAA member school after participating in a specialized sports training academy/school. Specialized sports training. Students and or transfer students who enroll in an NMAA member school after attending a specialized sports training academy or school shall be ineligible for varsity participation in that sport for 180 school/365 calendar days from the date of enrollment. Specialized sports training program include, without limitation, non-school sponsored sports training academies or facilities that recruit participants for specialized training. Specialization sports training programs also include non-NFHS member prep school, non-scholastic teams program, or municipal sports team. Okay, so, it to me, the motion that they're proposing is it's kind of vague. It's not really specific. I think if you're going to do it, you should be specific about what it is. Therefore, not allowing people to kind of be ambiguous and figure that they can hide behind it, because people are going to try to find loopholes. You should say it. Like, for instance, y'all can't go to street cred sports training, right? Which is what I know some people tell their kids anyway, right? So, at least we know that they targeting street cred sports training. That's not who they're targeting. And look, we don't recruit I don't market and try to get people to come to training with us. People come to us organically because they hear about us. They've seen what we do. They know about it. So I don't do all of that, come on over here and stuff like that. But that's kind of where that is. So I hope that, I don't know if it should be a rule. I think that there are reasons why that they're bringing the rules, but it's the same with kids transferring schools. They 365, and it's so competitive now, and it's happening everywhere. Kids are reclassifying, trying to get younger. Some are, if they see an opportunity, they try to move their kid up a grade level or two, to where they should be, just to have a more advantageous path to playing college sports and stuff. It's very competitive, and there should be some rules and regulations to, keep those things. And I don't know. I'm kind of torn between it because I kind of understand what they're doing. I just kind of think like, you're kind of punishing a kid for something that the parents are doing. Maybe you should figure out a way to deal with the parents, because the kids are really going to go with what the parents are. Now, the kids have, decisions in it, but it's kind of hard to punish a kid like that. So there's got to be another solution or an added solution to it to, I don't want to say make it fair, but make it, common ground for all involved. We do need to stop the whole jumping from school to school stuff. So, but that's what I feel on that. Last thing is, hey, it's the madness. March Madness. The first four starts soon. And then the madness starts this week. Somebody asked me, I've had 3 people ask me, you fill out your brackets? Hell no. I don't do no brackets no more. The most miserable time that I had watching the March Madness was when I did a bracket. Because I can't cheer. I'm like, yeah, I want them to win, but I didn't pick them to get to the Final Four. And if they don't get to the Final Four, I don't win this money or whatever it is, or I win the pool. So, and then like once you lose, like, do you stop watching the game because your bracket's busted? So, yeah, no, I don't like to live like that. I just love the excitement of watching the games and realizing how much fun it is seeing these teams play. And I think of all the tournaments, all the ways that, teams can, showcase and see who's the true champion. I think March Madness, NCAA men's basketball tournament is the best. Now, outside of professional sports, but the football system, there's always a lot of, this team should be in, this team should be in. They've actually made it to where it's almost impossible, with the exception of the first four, the tournament that they do, where they have the first 4 to play to get in the tournament. I think it's flawless. Now, when I say flawless, I don't mean that there are not any bumps, but I'll put it this way. To me, it's as close to flawless as possible, because I remember 4 or 5 years ago, there was like, well, this team shouldn't be in, this team should be in, but now they have a system where they develop quad 1 and quad 2 and quad 3 wins and losses, and it just makes it so easy to see, like, look, this team didn't play anybody. They have a terrible strength of schedule. They've lost six out of, they played 18 teams in the toughest bracket, in the toughest quad 1, and they lost 12. They're not worthy of it, right? So I think that's, a really good way. I didn't hear as much barking about who didn't win. Now, obviously, this team probably should have been a number 1. That's all relative, because you got a hard bracket. You might play in a tougher division. I think it was Seth Davis was kind of complaining because if Kansas would have got the number 1 ranking in that region that Houston got, they get to play in Kansas City. Man, who gives? Look, okay, Seth is cool, but who gives a fuck where they play? Is it because you get to play in Kansas City in front of your home crowd? Man, when you go play in a tournament, you ain't playing in front of your crowd. You playing where the tournament is. I don't give a fuck about the fact that they get to play in Kansas unless I'm from Kansas. If I'm a Kansas fan, I don't have to travel across the country to see my team play. So yeah, miss me with all of that. But overall, they got the toughest division. Well, you want the toughest division because when you win, you don't want to be told that, you had an easy road. Like, you either have an easy road or somebody got hurt or something. It's always an excuse, which is why I would love for everybody to be at 100% strength and for you to go through the toughest bracket and beat all of the tough teams. Now, they can't say nothing. Of course, some people will, but you technically can't say anything. But I am ready for the March Madness. I am just so ready for the March Madness. So that's pretty much it with all of that. Let me get on to my next thing. I like to give a shout out to my sponsors, Next Style Designs. Next Style Designs makes quality shirts or custom apparel for all occasions. Next Style Designs. Mind Inc. Mind Inc. offers a wide array of digital media. Mind Inc. asks, are you using your mind? Southwest Basketball Showcase Recruiting Service. The link between your coach and your dreams. Maracay Zero Down Solar. Call Greg Suber for your solar needs. PCS Plus is the carpet service for all your cleaning needs. Okay, so my basketball training ideology today. I want to just talk about middle school showcases. What I learned. We did 2 middle school showcases. We did one back in December for the boys, and we just recently did one for the girls. Now, shout out to Area Codes Basketball and Chad Groth for doing the boys middle school showcase. And what he did is there were some kids who got invites to the prestigious Pangos All-American middle school showcase. It's a big event. Say what you want. It's a big event. And a lot of those middle school kids who are ranked or who do well, they usually end up top kids in the country playing, college, and a lot of them end up playing in professional in the NBA. Okay, it has a history, and if you ever look it up, look at the alum. People have participated in it. It's not just 1 or 2 NBA players. It's a ton. So for him to come down and put that on for us, and for the kids to participate and to do, some do well, some weren't able to attend the camp, but getting that invite, being recognized, it was big. And then and there was talent. There was some boys that could play, right? On the girls' side, that one just took place recently, and I hadn't seen a group of 5th through 8th grade girls that could go. I mean, these girls. Look, if you've ever been to a middle school girls game, sometimes it's really hard to watch because it looks like they're wrestling. There's a lot of grabbing the ball, a lot of foul calls, a lot of out of bounds, bad passes and stuff. And the scores are for the most part low because you have kids this is like the first time they're actually playing sports. Now, on pretty much every team, you might have a kid or two that's played some. This game with these girls, some of these girls could play high schools right now. You could put a couple of these girls on varsity for some of these really bad high school teams, like that Jefferson girls team. I think they win more than one game. Look, some of them girls could ball. All right, so I would go on a limb and say you put some of them girls, you put those group of girls on that team, and they're gonna win some games. I'm not saying they're gonna win district go to playoffs. I'm not going that far, but they're gonna win some games. They're gonna be better than what the product that was out there currently, right? Because these girls were balling. So I'm not. Well, I guess I am kind of disrespecting the girls at the high school level just because their skill level's not where it should be. If their skill level is, I highly doubt that their skill level is where these girls are in this middle school showcase. But I'm getting off on the subject. The girls in this middle school showcase were very impressive. And this is I'm calling it phase one of what I'm trying to do. It's kind of like the Marvel Universe. This is phase one. I got a big plan, and I'm starting to sprinkle the plan out there, okay? The thing about showcases is basically put these kids in there and let them perform, right? You're going to see who the best kids are. You're going to see it. Some of them, they're ball hogging. They're just jacking up shots. In this middle school showcase with the boys and with the girls, I didn't see that. They were playing basketball. They were moving the ball. They were getting shots in transition. They were doing their thing. They were playing, defense. They were communicating. It was, to me, what you want to see in the showcase. And I've been to some other ones, and I've seen how it's just jack happy, and you got to do better. You got to do better as an organization when you do it. But overall, the middle school showcase, what I learned is, I think, really feel that, you probably heard me say it before on this podcast before, the talent level here is starting to ascend, starting with this current 8th grade level of 8th graders. They're really good. And I think the 7th grade that's going to come up might be just as good as the 8th grade. And then the 6th and the 5th grade and 4th grade, these kids playing at a higher level earlier help them when it comes to them playing high school and the opportunity to go play college sports. So I was very pleased. Now, just for the record, my participation in showcases that aren't my showcase is very minimal. All I do is, for both showcases, was try to help them get it going, promoting it and stuff. I have no dog in the fight. I don't say, hey, you should look at this kid. I'm really, really, really about the best playing better. That's really what I'm about. So I don't try to tell people, the people who are running those showcases, hey, this kid should be there. I'm quite the contrary. I'm like, you sure this kid is played good enough? I don't know if I saw enough from that kid, whether it's a kid that I train or not. So for me, it's about putting them on the floor. When I do my showcase, it's about putting you on the floor. My job is to give you the opportunity. Here's the floor. Here's the ball. Coaches are watching. Scouts are taking notes. It's on you. I'll never tell a scout, you need to put this kid on there. Now, I might say, hey, you might need to take a look at him if I feel that strongly, but I don't do that as a regular thing. I feel like if you're as good as what I think you are, it's going to show. You're going to play. People are going to see it. There's film on you. So I can't wait for the next two, and we have some other ones coming up, on the high school level that will be coming real soon. So I'm really excited about what I saw on the boys and girls level. I'm excited for the parents. I'm excited for the agency. So shout out to Area Codes Basketball for doing the boys, and shout out to the Area Codes Basketball with Chad Growth doing the boys middle school showcase, and Southwest Basketball Showcase Recruiting with Lee Williams doing the girls showcase. They were very, very well run showcases. Okay, now we got to keep it up, and I really think that it's going to start to be bringing more talent and more people and eyes on the city to do show for these type of events. So I got y'all, El Paso. I'm doing my part. All right. Okay, so bonus content. This is gonna be all, but on my Patreon version, I'm gonna talk about little kids trash talking. I'm gonna talk about time stoppage in high school games. I'm also gonna talk about loyalty to a program, and I'm gonna tell the story of the time I had 22 snakes. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I will definitely have the video version next week. I have all my stuff ready. So I'm going to leave y'all as I always do. If it was easy, everyone will be doing it. I'm out.
Street cred sports, say it with your chest. Yeah. Go get it from the net. Street cred sports, okay, that's a bet.